Hey guys, welcome to another one of our videos. I'm the Worm, this is the Proton. Today we're doing another review on a item we did receive free of charge. It will not affect our review at any point. It will be a true and honest review. As always, we did receive this from cool-breeze-e-6.com. And I remember
top of his head and everything.
Linda, see, I'm a
one
star.
hand clap to the word. Today what we're going to do is the Elips, or Elips, however you want to say it, blister pack from Cool Breeze. Effectively what it is well, it's a ready-made E-Cig, isn't it? But it's kind of a different take on your traditional V3 and 650 mile pass-through.
We've had a little look at it and it looks like basically a clearomizer, but with we think it's cotton wicking system. Basically,
yeah. It's kind of a mixture of everything. It's a bit of a mixture of a cartomizer, a CE8 sort of tube metal mesh system, and a clearomizer.
Instead of using the mesh, they've used cotton.
See there, you've got, oh, you might be able to see without the glare off the light. See, you've got like basically a metal prong that's got a hole in it to feed cotton, which feeds silica, which feeds your coil type thing. But the system not too bad. Should we go over the particulars? Particulars are price $19.99. Okay, and for that you get your Elips. It's a 650 mile battery. It is this replacement clearomizer thing, and I think Linda said they were $12.95 for 5, so that's a good price. Not even £3 each. You get with this one, you get an empty bottle, but
that is the whole top. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. That is. Yeah.
So just put this on quickly. There we go. You get 5 of them basically.
So you get an empty bottle, but Linda is doing them with a 5ml cool teaser liquid of your choice and nicotine strength.
I think at the moment they've got 24 milligram or 36 at the moment.
Okay,
but that will expand as the range increases.
Indeed. I mean, they've got 18s, it's just whether they've got it in that flavour, I think. But you can get 5ml juice with it as well. Now, this does come with a charger as well, USB, and it's got a little prong that sticks into the battery. This is technically a pass-through. We'll get into that in a minute when we start blistering on about it. But basically, that is the E-Cig. Now, I think we should point out, first of all, this is incredibly light. It is very light. I actually weighed this less than 10 minutes ago. I was using digital scales with a tank full of juice, and it came up at just over 19 grams.
With the juice in it? With
juice in it. That is ridiculously light. I mean, it's featherweight, basically.
See if I can get this to work. You have got a safety feature, which, if you can get it to work. Right, there we go.
We say if you can get it to work. The reason being is we used to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it comes on or off. With this, it's a slower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicking system.
Yeah, it's like counting basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As opposed to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is on a lot of batteries. You've got a blue light indication when you're triggering or when you're activating, and you just basically push and pull as you go.
We would like to say we did initially try this with a cool teaser juice that we got free of charge as well, which we did a review on the strawberry. If you want to go check that out as well. Because it was high VG, it took a little bit of time just to get the juice up. I mean, it wasn't like immense amount of time. It just needed like 5-10 minutes just to settle and let the juice suck up. VG is a lot thicker than your ratio mixes, basically.
Yeah.
So it's just going to take a little bit more to get up through that cotton. So just bear that in mind with the 100% VG juices on this, because it is cotton.
When we're whilst we're pointing that out as well, we will point out that there is an occasional dry hitting issue with this. It is very occasional. I've had it a couple of times. Worm's had it a couple of times. Predominantly because we was using a 100% VG juice. We've now switched to a 50-50 blend, and it's not happened at all since. But I do want to point out this is only if you're continuously rate vaping this. I mean, we were sat here 10 minutes
like between us,
basically back and forth for 10 minutes constant, and it dry hitted about 3 times. Realistically, it's not going to happen to 99% of people who buy this product unless you sit there like that constantly, and I do mean constantly, not taking a break at all. So just something to point out. So maybe this would benefit with 2 wicking holes as opposed to the one that it's got, but normal users, not going to be a problem at all. Just throw it in there just in case you are someone who's going bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, if you are
for 10 minutes straight.
Basically a hard vapor.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm completely lost what we're going to do. We're going to have a vape? Sure. I'm professional as always.
I'm going to start going through the 5-point hit list. So, looks of the device. I mean, for what it is, it's dinky. It really is. I mean, that is a stealth vape right there. And
yeah, I can do that with it.
We quite like the stealth vapes for like just a little out and about, like in your pocket, instead of getting out your full kit sort of thing.
At the cinema when you're having a sneaky one, when the usher's not looking up.
Yeah, basically. But it wouldn't be something we use like when we get to where we're going or anything. But this would be like an in between journey sort of thing because it's easy. It fits in your top pocket, fits in your side pocket, whatever pocket you've got, handbag, man bag.
Is that a dig?
I've got one as well.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. But it's more for us like a travelling E-Cig. So, but for the looks of it, the device is I'm gonna say 10. I really am.
We should point out as well, guys, very quickly. This battery isn't cylindrical. It's kind of oval. Okay, so that does feel very good in your hand. It's got that sort of black rubberized feel to it. Looks for me as an entire E-Cig, because of how small it is and stuff. I think this is one for the ladies. To be honest with you, I think this would probably be perfect for the ladies.
Sexist.
It's not sexist. I'm realist. To be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would perfectly happily use this. I know Worm would as well.
Yeah,
but I think the market really is ladies.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it is a very nice, very compact, very easy to use bit of kit. It looks good. The girls got smaller hands, didn't they? So it's a bit like. And yeah, looks for me. I'm going to give this a 9. I do think it's a very good looking. I love the rubberized feel of it.
10 if it was in pink.
Of course. So yeah, for me, looks as a 9. Usability.
Like I said, if you're using the 100% VG, you just got to wait 5-10 minutes for that juice to get up the cotton. But other than that,
you haven't got to actually do that over. You can do that.
Yeah, you can
try it a couple of times. Don't activate the button.
But for most people, you ain't going to want to do that. I mean, like I say, you can get like a pack of 5 of these for what is it, $11.99?
$12.95.
$12.95.
Don't quote me on that.
You can fill them up with the juices you want and let them settle for 5 minutes. It's not as long as you've got to wait for a cartomizer to steep through or anything. So it's not long at all. So it's literally a case of filling up the juice, leave it for 5 minutes, and you're ready to go. If you're using a 50-50 blend or like a predominantly PG blend, it's going to take 2 seconds to whip up that cotton. It really is. It's just going to be ready to go as soon as you fill it. It's a basic case of filling it and throwing it away and putting a new one on.
Indeed. 10. Usability for me, I'm gonna say 9 again straight away. I'm gonna hit straight with a 9. Reason being, you just got to fill it up, and to fill it up, it's not even screw threaded. It's literally just you twist it, and off comes the top. So that's good, I think, because it's nice and firm in there, but it's not like you're gonna have to. You can just drip it straight in there. Should point out quickly as well that the battery, if you are used to E-Cig, it isn't your traditional 510 or any other connection I've actually come across. It's almost like a Euro plug. So battery device, no other. But I think that's kind of a good thing because they're made to go together, so that's exactly what they should do. And they do go together very well. It all holds.
And they are kind of cheap, so
they're very cheap, 20 quid. Hold together very well. Usability for me is a 9. I'll do maintenance whilst he's doing that. Maintaining this, basically. Oh, you're going to do flavor back for a minute. I've emptied more than you. Maintaining this, realistically, you could sort of stick that head. I'm going to call it the atomizer head into vodka over a 24-hour period and let it air dry. And it's probably going to extend the life of it quite considerably if you're willing to do so. But realistically, Linda said she's had hers. Linda was the person who said she's had hers. We're going to go for a good couple of months as an emergency vape and not had a problem with it. Now, realistically, I think if you're using this every day, a month, optimistically. Realistically, 2 to 3 weeks is what I am guesstimating. This isn't through experience. This is just what I would guesstimate with my sort of knowledge of E-Cigs. But still, 2 to 3 weeks off of one kind of head. If you've got 5 of them, do you know what I mean? You're going 10, 15 weeks, it's sort of 3-4 months nearly on 13 quid plus 20 quid and your juice. So I still think that's pretty good maintenance for me. If you use it as intended, 10. You just buy a new one and stick it on. Yeah, I'm not going to go too much into that because you can pretty much get on everything there. Yeah, buy a new one, put your juice in it, off you go. 10, throw it away. They're so cheap, they're not worth doing anything else. It's really, there's no point. It's more hassle than you need. Just buy a new ones, throw it away. 10. Flavour and vapour of this thing. For itself, and compared to other clearizers out there, kind of, for itself, it's really good. It really is for what it is. It's so small and compact, and for its size and price as well.
It's I'm gonna say 9.5. It really is for what it is, like its price
in
itself, sort of thing, compared to other stuff you can get, which are
compared to something like that, 6.
Yeah.
But 20 quid. That tank alone was 20 quid. The battery in that, well, that's running it's like another 70 quid's worth. And I can't get away with that in the cinema.
No. So yeah, you just got to take it with, like, for what it is what you're gonna basically rate these sort of like lower end devices on. I wouldn't say they're beginner or crap devices by any means. I'll just say lower end, starting or easy to use. Yeah, it's a 9.5.
I think flavour's not too bad of it at all actually. I'm going to compare it to something like C5 because I think they're kind of almost comparable because they're in the same kind of league. Flavour I'd say slightly less than C5, very very slightly, but Vapor is definitely more. I'm going to give this one a 7 for flavour and a 9 for Vapor, but then a C5 was a 7 and a 7, so take that into account. It is a very nice performing little bit of kit. And overall, we have got a lot of information to come after this, guys. It's just we've been asked about face and stuck this in first, and it's not cropping. We just have no idea what we're doing.
We just kind of wing it.
We wing it. We do. We don't even plan anything.
No, there is no set guide. We just kind of let's start.
Yeah, let's do it.
Off we go.
Overall,
for its price and like what it is, and for just how dinky it is, it's just it's going to be a 9. It really is. It's going to be an all-round. Everyone can use this. It's not going to be hard, and it's going to fit in your pocket. And it's a really like kind of hidden vape. Like you can barely see that. You can see the tip, and obviously when you outflow that, you can't see it at all. So, 9.
For me, I think I'm going to agree with that totally. For the price, it's 20 quid with a 5ml bottle of juice. This is, as far as I'm concerned, this is a starter's device. Whether you're male or female is irrelevant, but it's a starting E-Cig. If you plan on continue vaping, if you plan on using this to quit smoking, you could buy it high strict nicotine, drop down, and just stop altogether because it'd be easy for you to do so, and it will straight off the fags. For 20 quid, you're getting a 650 mAh battery. You're getting the head. It is a pass through. We'll get into that in a second as well. You're getting the head in there as well, which is going to last you a minimum of 2 to 6 weeks, I'd say, realistically, but around 3 or 4, I'd say. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong for 20 quid. You compare it, your comparable price C4 or C5 that I've just compared this to with the battery that runs it in some juice. Even 5ml of juice is going to cost you a C5. Even a good price one is 4 quid. Bottle of juice is a 5, that's 9 quid. And the battery pass-through is going to cost you a minimum of sort of 10 to 15 quid. So they're almost comparable in price. C5 is going to cost you a little bit more, but they're a completely different looking device. The C5 kind of looks clunky. It almost looks a bit like a weed shisha pipe, if I'm honest with you. Whereas this is a very stealthy kind of get away with at most places. Very light, good vape. So overall for me, I'm going to give that a 9, same as Wormers. We said we was going to touch on a bit of info. Now I know we have been asked about face. We've given our marks purely because we've used this and we want to get them out there. But now we're going to go through the nitty gritty of it. Basically, tank's 1.6ml capacity, same as a C5. All right. 1.6ml can last, depending on what kind of vape you are, anywhere between all day and all of 20 minutes. If you sit there like that for 20 minutes straight, you're going to use the best part of a full tank. But if you use it like a cigarette, all day isn't unrealistic. More realistic, probably 8 hours. So a 5ml bottle of juice can do you a few days, which is good.
650 battery. We watched
from our experience.
Yeah,
we watched another video,
and he's completely wrong. It really was. 650 mAh battery. Mr. Proton started on one. I started on 1,000, but let's forget about that anyway. He started on a 650. That could last him pretty much all day.
A 650 mAh battery. When I first started vaping, I was vaping 36mg strength, so I wasn't using it quite as often as I do use my other stuff now. But I'd take it off of charge at about 10 at night. I'd have a vape before I went to sleep about 12. I'd wake up at 7, and that thing would still be going strong, just under 50% battery at 4 in the afternoon. Right now, realistically, I think you've got, if you're a heavy smoker or were a heavy smoker, sort of heavy vape, I reckon realistically you've got 5 hours minimum in this battery. If you're someone who just uses it like a cigarette once an hour for 5 minutes, that thing will last you 2 days.
Yeah, easily.
So take that into account. Right. This is a pass-through. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what that is, it means basically you can plug your battery into USB and continue to use it while it charges. Fantastic. Looking at this blister pack, I don't know if you can see it, it seems like there should be a wire here.
Should we take it out?
There actually isn't a wire included with this. So basically,
it fits into the bottom there, and that goes into a USB port.
That's how easy it is to charge it. But as a pass-through, unless you've got like well, a laptop, sort of like this, it's not technically pass through.
I do want to point out you can get USB extensions.
I was about to say the same thing. For a quid.
They're inexpensive items. You can pick them up from pretty much anywhere. I think you can even get
like
from
a pound shop or something. You'll have a USB extension.
Even like Tesco's or Asda's or Sainsbury's, you can probably pick one up in there for like 2-3 quid. They're going to be a little bit more expensive in there, but expect that it's a supermarket, not a
quid shop.
So yeah, I mean, for a couple of quid extra just to make it a true pass through, it's inexpensive again. And if that's what you want to do, when you sit home, put it on charge while using it, buy it for a quid.
USB extension would be better. Obviously, you won't have to sit with your laptop with your face. But I mean, sorry, I just wanted to go over. They reckon charge time for this is 2 to 3 hours. We haven't actually emptied this completely and tried to charge it again. We did charge it when we got it. It took about half an hour, but they do come usually about 80% full.
Yes.
So going by that kind of rough math, and it is rough math, excuse us, we're looking at about 2.5 3 hours, which is roughly what they say it's going to take to charge anyway. They being Cool Breeze, Rob and Linda. Hiya. So take that into account. 2 and 3 hours charging time isn't long. If you are using this whilst it's charging, though, you can probably, if you're using it constantly, you can make that more like 6.
Yes.
Because you're using power as you're charging it.
Do want to point out though, if you put this on when you go sleeping, like if you leave your computer on, or if you leave like your Xbox on, or whatever you leave on at night, if it's got a USB port, stick it in there. It's going to be ready for the morning, and you're good to go for the day.
Even if you're not though, carrying that in a wallet, in a bag, or something else, just in case it did go on you, no big deal. Stick it in a charger, and even if all you manage to do is get half hour's worth of charge in there, realistically that should give you another couple of hours wait time. So I think it's pretty good, this actual little device. It's a different take on a starter's kit because everything says
really
510 Ego C4 C5. The kind of, we've seen it all so many times, and for us this is actually quite a refreshing take on exactly the same kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, all I want to say, it kind of reminds me of the CE8, but works. I mean, if you want to go and look at our channel and watch the CE8 review, you'll see how rubbish it was. This thing has done everything the CE8 should have done, and they've done it right.
Like I say, you get a very occasional dry hit. If you vape it, you've just seen how we've been vaping this. It's not dry hitted at all.
No.
So it's not an overly big deal. You do get more dry hits from a CE5 when it's half tanked. So, but would we recommend this?
Yes.
Most definitely. For 20 quid, you better get lunch for 20 quid.
I don't think I'd recommend this for every starter, but for people who want to give up, definitely. For people who just want to maybe try something to maybe move on to vaping, definitely. For someone who wants to just get into vaping, I would probably say this and the CE5 and choose what you want.
To be honest, I mean, if someone's
going to depend on looks.
I mean, let's be realistic though. If we're going to say someone wants to get into vaping, we're going to say things like variable voltage Novas and whatever else if you want to get into it. But realistically, if you're looking at getting into vaping, you go, whoa, that battery's 35 quid, and think that's not worth it. Until you're in the world, you don't realise how cheap 35 quid is for a battery.
No.
But it's a way for you to find out whether you actually do and could enjoy this. This is a wicked little kit, and it all comes ready to go.
I think I'd even recommend this to people who I know are vaping who want something quick and easy they can stick in their pocket.
Well, the equivalent price actual micro cigarette looking thing, the micro six, whatever they're called,
like 30 quid.
Even the cheap ones are 20 quid and they're crap. This is 10 times better than them, and it will
30
last a
quid
lot longer.
A slightly good one, and this is 20 quid, like it says, and you get a free bottle of juice with this as well. So you're even going to be good to go straight away with maybe a new try a new juice while you're there.
Indeed. I think we're pretty much done with this, Elips, haven't we?
Yeah, I think I wanted to say a big thanks to Linda and I don't know.
Rob and Linda. Cool Breeze. As we did say that with this kit on the site, they have got one with an empty bottle and one with a 5ml bottle of juice. If you wanted the empty bottle, then by all means buy it. What we'll do is we'll link in the description though the 1 to the 5ml bottle of juice, just because they are both the same price, and I imagine the empty one may be coming off the site. May not though, because some people will want an empty bottle over 5ml juice because they already have it and using this as their sort of stealth vape as we would.
Yeah, maybe somebody doesn't want a Fiji juice. So
indeed, so we'll link you to the one that has got the bottle of juice, but if not, type in Elips, it'll take you to the other one as well. No big deal.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been the Elips review. I've been Mr. Proton. It's been the Worm.
See you soon, guys.
See you soon.